the centre of St George's Cathedral and responsible for much of its musical life, working with my musician colleagues, and for the worship of the cathedral and many events that take place in and around the cathedral space.
And my name's Jo Malone. I'm the coordinator of special events and special projects at St George's Cathedral, and for the winter arts season I'm looking after St George's Art, which is a program for secondary students at St George's. St George's Art is an exhibition of senior school art students. They aged from 16 through to 18 and years 10 through to 12. And the exhibition is on from the 23rd of July and closes on the 4th of August. And we have a gala awards night on the 28th of July. So during that time, people can come in and have a look at the art and have an opportunity to vote for the People's Choice. So it's very exciting to see all these young and emerging artists coming to St George's and for the people of Perth to come and see them. Well, obviously for me it's about the art, and what I love about St George's Art is we've been doing this for 9 years now, and we bring kids from schools all over Western Australia, and we're starting to bring them in from the regional areas as well, and it gives them an opportunity to exhibit their art with their peers. So they're talking to, their art is talking to each other, and they can see how they sit in the greater scheme of things. It's not just about them and their exams and their school, it's about them and how they fit into the bigger scheme of things with their art. And people from all over Perth who are visitors, who are tourists, and city workers come to see their work, and it's fantastic. And the cash prizes that they receive are quite significant for kids. The person who wins the overall prize actually gets cash of $700. Which they can put towards whatever they like, but their future and their art. So it's really exciting to see it here in this amazing gallery. It's also an opportunity to bring people into the cathedral. It's not just, you don't have to feel intimidated and only come in for services, that it's a very welcoming place and people can come in at any time, and it's quite reflective and meditative, like going into an art gallery, I suppose. There's not dissimilar in that kind of way. So people can come and reflect on the place, the art, and take some time and just enjoy the place, and to know that this place is in Perth, and we're very, very lucky to have it here, and it's open and welcoming all the time.
And it's very important to remember that cathedrals have always been places where lots of non-sacred things happen. Cathedral spaces in Europe from the Middle Ages have been used as marketplaces, as performance spaces. So a cathedral is a civic building to be used by the community for all sorts of things, in addition to its very important religious functions. Our winter arts programme at the cathedral really involves I think 4 events in all, some musical and some visual arts and some performance arts, so it's really an exciting mixture of things. We kick off with 2 productions of Handel's Messiah on the 9th and 10th of June. We always need 2 productions of Messiah because it's so popular, they will always sell out. But this one's really exciting because it is one of the original productions of Messiah, which Handel staged in Dublin in 1742. And it's a Messiah you've never heard before. It's smaller forces, more intimate, quite exciting small sounds, not the big, grand sound we're used to hearing with Handel's Messiah. So it'll be a bit of an ear opener for fans of Handel's Messiah. That's in 9th and 10th of June. On the 3rd of July, which is a Sunday night, we have Perth's first Winterfest. Some of the great European cities, of course, have their winter markets and German Christmas markets and so on, and London and Edinburgh have these winter affairs. And Perth's first time is in conjunction with St George's Cathedral and City of Perth, under the same management as the Twilight Hawkers Market, which was in Forest Place. And very much a winter fair with fire blowers and performance artists, hot mulled wine, European foods, a sumptuous winter fair to brighten up the dark and cold nights of winter on the 3rd of July, which begins with a lovely candlelit service in the cathedral at 5 o'clock, sung by the choir of 2 of the great schools of Perth, Hale and St Mary's. A wonderful concert on the 12th of August sees 3 different pieces of music from 3 different centuries presented by our choir and consort. The Allegri Miserere, an early 17th century work, was hidden away in the Sistine Chapel in the Vatican for hundreds of years until Mozart, the young Mozart, went and copied it out by hand against the permission of the authorities. In the same year as Captain Cook was navigating the east coast of Australia, Mozart was scribbling away in the Sistine Chapel. Still, as it was when it was first written, used in Holy Week in the Sistine Chapel in Rome, but now, because of its release through Mozart, used by many cathedrals and churches that have great choral traditions, and it's well known because of its high soaring top soprano part, which in our case is sung by a single boy, brought into an otherwise mixed consort to sing that very high soaring soprano line. And the other music in the concert is from the 19th and the 20th centuries. The 19th century piece is by Rossini. It's a mass, but it's not written for liturgical performance. It's actually like a comic opera. It's scored for a choir and a piano and a harmonium, which is a kind of squeeze box thing that makes a slightly humorous sound. And the music is very light-hearted and quite witty. And Rossini wrote it as a little offering of his own offering to God in a light-hearted way, prefacing it by saying, "I'm a composer of light opera." So that's quite a witty and engaging piece, not to be taken too seriously. But the 20th century piece by Frank Martin is much more sacred in its feel. It's for two unaccompanied choirs, written in the 1920s. Martin was a Swiss composer who lived much of his life in the Netherlands and died in the 1970s. And that is a sacred work. So it really picks up very much more the 17th century Allegri feeling and texture than the Rossini. So the Martin 20th century and the Allegri go quite well together, and a very different feel with the Rossini Petite Messe Solennelle.